Guys, Admiral Legionarii here, and today I shall be bringing you some port assault action, a first of this kind in Rome 2. So this is the Admiral ship, which, in a genius piece of action, just rammed into one of my own artillery ships. Right, not that it hurts, it won't hurt anything there. So I'm playing as Bactria. I'll just be pausing, I'll explain what's going on, because it isn't actually that long a battle. So I'm playing as the Bactria Navy. I'm allied with the SwedishLandsknekt-Egypt. Now he's going to be the ground force assaulting the city. He's playing as Egypt. Our opponents were Pike-n-Shot. He's a player we know from Medieval 2. He's playing as Rome, defending the city, and his ally, forgot his name. He's playing as the Arverni as the naval side. So the specific rules for this was I recently watched that Year of Carthage's videos, Ears Weekend Warriors, I think it was called. Some of you might have watched it, where he did some port assault battles. And he made rules where one side on each person on each team had to use a navy to attack each other, and they had to fight in the sea and then come on, and the other team members fought for the city. And I thought that's really quite cool, and I've never done any port assaults yet as videos, so I thought I want to give it a go. So I expressed my idea to the SwedishLandsknekt, and I don't know if he was initially all that excited about doing a siege, but after the battle he was absolutely loving it and he wanted to do more. However, we both ran out of time, had to go, so in future we probably will do more. But he really enjoyed it, so that's really cool. So anyway, I have 3 units of light artillery. I limited it to 3 artillery ships in the fleet each, just because I didn't want to have too many artillery. My generals are Tower Pentaurus, which is full of Persian light archers. Then I have 4 units of regular Persian, regular Pentaurus with 4, Persian light archers. Out here I have 6 units of Raider Himalaya, which are full of Eastern Javelin. These are actually the killers of the fleet, and you'll see why in a moment. Then up the centre I have 4 units of Thuros spears, and I'm just going to use these as ramming ships. My opponent's got 3 units of light artillery ships there, Quinqueremes. Then he's got a bunch of all these assault raiders full of Levy Freemen and Celtic warriors. Then he's got a couple of heavy raider ships full of Oathsworn, a couple of them. Now, the thing with naval battles is, I'm just going to go to slow motion here. The thing with naval battles is any ship can basically destroy another if it gets a good ram. So you can get a ship full of like junky, crappy spear, well, like a low quality spear unit destroy a ship full of Oathsworn, Praetorian Guard, or Royal Peltist or something like that. So the idea is to actually bring skirmishers, because they can just shred the decks with their javelins and stuff. My opponent's gone with a ton of melee infantry and stuff, but it doesn't do much for him because he can't board. Because I'll demonstrate, it's pretty hard to get things to board. So let's zoom in here. And I believe I activated the fast rows, so we get some nice action here as we ram into the sides of these long boats. And smack. So basically I just keep repeating that over and over. And while my artillery ships brings in support fire here, and I use my general to cover my artillery ships. What I'm essentially trying to do here is use my javelins like this and my archers like that, my artillery ships to bombard over the top of them, like so, and then I'll just make a line of ramming ships there like that with my little raider ships there. SwedishLandsknekt, well, I don't want to miss my naval battle actually, because it's very real. It's my first one, so I'm bombing his own ships here, and it's going off pretty well. As you can see, taking a bit of damage. I believe. Yep, this ship just got rammed to death. I'm just repeating the rams. So they're all jumping overboard there. So these ones are going down. As you can see, I'm going to move up my guys here to close my trap and trap them in the mouth of the harbour. As you can see, and they just get absolutely shredded here. And I mean, you can just kite them back like you would normal skirmish. You can just retreat you guys back, and they'll still fire at them. And his guys just get shredded. But I'm using my own guys to kind of keep him clogged up here in the bay. And as you can see, this unit's gone, this artillery ship, it's sinking, and he's just getting absolutely just wasted by these, I mean, I'm just getting a few ramming ships and just repeating the rams back and forth. Sometimes you've got to kind of click orders all over the place, but I'm just getting some nice close-ups here of the naval action. There you go, look at that, just got absolutely wasted by artillery. It's quite cool though, that swan thing on the front. As you can see, these guys are getting mauled by archery fire. As you can see, some missile units are absolutely lethal in a naval battle. As you can see, these guys just falling like flies, and he's just getting routed by them. And he's completely trapped by them too, because he just decided to defend. And he decides to retreat here, which is essentially breaking the rules I set. I actually said in the rules you had to fight the naval battle and either win it, or if you got defeated before you were allowed to land. I wanted to make sure there was a naval battle, because sometimes the first time I tried this, my naval opponent just didn't even begin a naval battle. He just went straight land all over the beach, and that breaks the point of the battle. So he kind of broke this rule. Now I don't want to miss Swede's battle here. He's brought his thorax swordsman up here onto the walls. I think he had several of these. I didn't really want to miss it, but if I remember correctly, he had several of these medium siege towers, which were for thorax swordsmen. I think Royal Peltas. He has some Galatian Royal Guards, Royal Peltas, Egyptian infantry here, which is very brave because these are very crap infantry, to be honest. Then he has some Egyptian archers here, and he's got some thorax swords here. He has a Greek onager here, which has burst a hole in the wall here, and he's brought some troops in. He's carrying axemen and Galatian swordsmen over here. However, Pike-n-Shot's doing a nice job of causing some serious disruption here, and I believe his onager crew is going to be destroyed. But he's in the city now, so that's alright. As you can see, my opponent fled his fleet there to land, so he did break those rules there, but I mean, I decisively won that naval battle, and I'm not even good at naval battles. It's just I used the right ships there, basically. So Roman player had some Astarte, or Pike-n-Shot had some Astarte. He's got quite a lot of armoured legionnaires around the place. He's got levies for javelins, which is smart. Auxiliary Balerian slingers. Here we go. Here's some veteran legionnaires. He's got armoured legionnaires, I think. I see veterans there, but I know he's got some armour. There's some armour there. He's got some more. So he's gone with a smaller but quite elite Roman army, and Rome's going to be really good at sieging. So let's just get you some nice close-ups. Trying to get you as many of those as possible. And here's a bit of a scrap over here. So these Roman legion troops will destroy these Egyptians because they're mostly just carrying axemen and Galatians. So those Romans will do a much better job. As you can see, he's got reserves up there, more legions coming in the back. And I want to try and get some close-ups, as much as close-ups as I can. I hate when that happens. Sometimes when I go into the zoom camera thing like that, it doesn't go so well. But Swedes is getting the walls, but he's got the problem here. He's stuck in the gate, which was a bit of a frustration, I imagine. My sound's cutting there. I don't know why that's happening. Occasionally that happens. But yeah, his guys are like, I'm sure he was trying to get them to coordinate here, but they didn't really want to do it, and that's not good because his javelins can pepper him. My opponent's coming in, and what I'm trying to do is I'm going to deploy my skirmishers and thrust spears along there, and my light archers to support Swedes along here, while I use my artillery ships to try and get some flank shots on whatever I can. Seeing as he doesn't need any entrance ways into the walls. So we check over here, these veteran legionnaires and stuff are cleaning up these Galatian swordsmen pretty quickly. And I think, like, as I was saying before, Rome is going to be very, very good at dealing with... I hate when my camera does that. It like, reverses the controls for some reason. And Rome's going to be very good at both attacking and defending in sieges. And he uses these equites really well to constantly keep Swedes from supporting. But he's doing pretty well over here. Got these levies pinned down. And he had some scorpions, interestingly. He chose some scorpions. I'm not really sure. The Roman player, Pike-n-Shot, chose some scorpions. I'm not really sure why he did that, but I mean, one's okay, but he noticed he had 3 of them, if I remember correctly. However, I realise now, though, I built my army solely for destroying an opposing navy, not really for landing. So if you're going to do port assaults, I would probably suggest you bring at least a couple of sword units, but don't engage them in the naval battle. Wait to win the naval battle with your skirmishers, and then deploy if you can, because that would have helped Swedes a lot in this fight. But I just didn't think ahead that far, to be honest. I wasn't even sure I'd be able to win the naval battle, because I have so much experience with it. But some really nice close-ups here. I mean, sieges, I mean, the thing is with Rome too, it's got that beautiful epic feeling of sieges that you used to get from medieval too, that was completely lost in Empire, Napoleon, and Shogun too, in my opinion. But they've brought it back, and it's so much better for it. So over here, these Cav do a wonderful job of just causing Swedes a serious problems. Had I been Swedes, I probably would just keep attacking into the city and perhaps bypassed some of these guys and gone around to help this fight over here. Because the Cav would be less efficient in the city, because the alleys, narrow alleys, would nullify their, would block them off a bit and that sort of thing. So his Galatian Royal Guards are doing a pretty nice job of assisting him here. Can't see where they are. Where are they? 55 kills so far. But the Egyptian infantry was really a bit of a gamble. He went for a bit of a quantity army. The Galatian swordsmen are good, Galatian Royal Guards good, Royal Peltists are good, but Egyptian infantry is fairly rubbish. Carrion Axemen are okay. I wouldn't recommend them really, but this was his first siege for Rome too. And I don't really recall doing a lot of siege battles with Swedes actually. Now here I was trying to bombard this particular wall to get inside. However, unfortunately I just run out of ammo when I get to about 80% through, which was very unfortunate. As you can see, I managed to sort of damage it severely there. And I wanted to use it as a way to get my troops inside. Unfortunately I happened to run out of ammo at that point. So also with artillery ships you might want to conserve your ammo if the battle's going well for you. So as you can see, the Cav is constantly just tearing these thorax swords up. As I said before, Swedes probably would have just been better to just ignore this and get inside the city. Because I mean, okay, he might have had some guys in his flank, but if he did it right, he could have choke pointed them out. So it would have been tricky, but it definitely could have made a difference. Now at this stage, I believe it's around about this point. Okay, his Egyptian towers have got the walls. I'm landing my guys here. Now I was initially worried actually that Pike-n-Shot might send his general down here and start trying to rout them. But I had enough of my guys here, and they've still got a good amount of ammo, and they're coming to land and get on. I want to try and put them on the walls and start using heavy shot, because I'm realizing these legionnaires are they're starting to win. You see, a lot of them there's only 2 of them here, but these Egyptian infantry are just light infantry, and probably the worst light infantry in the entire game basically. So I mean, the Royal Peltists and Galatian Royal Guards, I'll do a good job at this, but the other units will just be crap. So I need to get there and assist them. So over here we have some Hastati fighting these with thorax swords. Now Swedes was initially surprised that the Hastati did this well, but they are actually quite good. Thorax swords are only very average. They're not actually a great sword unit. They're decent, but they're not great. So they will beat Hastati, but it will take longer than you might think. So over here, I was attempting to burn the gate, but my troops were glitching here and we're running back and forwards a bit. But I managed to work that out and just click individual orders instead of group orders. Now, my archers did the annoying thing, just like Swedes infantry. They got stuck in the gate. There's always pathfinding things with these sieges, so I do get stuck here in the gate. I'm trying to get my guys to go through, but as you can see, they kind of stop moving, which is really annoying. I'm trying to get them up onto the walls, but as you can see, they're just sort of sitting around, clustering, and and I was like, move. As you can see here, Swedes infantry is not up to these Roman legionnaires, and this is what I didn't realise he had brought Egyptian infantry when we did the fight, but watching the replay I can understand why he had the trouble he had, because they're just not very good. As you see all those Roman shields coming in, additional fight, and the tower's helping us, and I am getting my guys up onto the walls at this stage, and I've decided to just bring them through, and I can see a flank here, so I'm going to put some heavy shot down on these Roman legionnaires. So well, there's some of them climbing the tower, if you wanted to see that. I don't know why they started to climb the tower. They should just go on round. But my guys have got heavy shot going, and we've got some flank shots on these Romans, but eventually they're going to get through. And the Arverni players brought in his savage dogs and some of his ballista crewmen. See, these savage dogs, he broke the rules, because the rules were specific. You were not allowed to bring, the naval player was not allowed to bring units that started on land. It had to be all naval units, and you had to do a beach landing. But he didn't. The rules were a bit specific, so I really don't expect a lot of players would follow them precisely, which is disappointing, but I would like to have done that. So I'm getting a few good point-blank shots here, but these Romans are very heavily armoured. The shields are up, and they are steadily just wearing Swedes down. And look at this, 287 with those armoured legionnaires. Let's see, 93 for those veteran legionnaires, and then 289 for these. 265. You know, he's getting a crap ton of kills. I didn't realise this, but I think that's oil being poured on my troops there, or are they Egyptian? Yeah, they've been poured on my troops, but I thought we had control of the gate, so I don't know what the heck that's about. So I think I lost a lot of men there for random reason, but I mean, it should be under our control. It's under my control now, so it shouldn't do that. So here, some of these Celtic warriors are fighting. If you look at their numbers though, they only have 30 men, because they're only the ship numbers. So like 30 men in the crew instead of being full infantry units. So that's why in ship, like when you don't have nearly as many men as in standard units. So now I burnt the gate, but for some reason I couldn't get my guys to go through here. For some reason it wouldn't let me. And I'm just shooting at these veteran legionnaires and armoured legionnaires with my guys there. And I do start to rout them with the combined might of this tower. But now I see there's some archer type units out there. So I'm trying to get as much damage down on these veterans as possible. But there are 2 units there, so it probably will make it up here. Now I do manage to start to rout one there, but it's probably most of these ballista towers that are helping. Arrow tower. It doesn't actually say if they got kills, but I'm sure they do. I decided to use this unit a wee bit to hold them up, so I can keep getting shots on them with my archers here. So now we have archers versus legionnaires up here on the wall, and oh, look at that, run straight through there. But as you can see, it's not looking good for us. I mean, the bar was initially massively in our favour, but 80% to us winning. But when Swedes infantry routed like that, it went way down, like back to like 40%. So I mean, these legionnaires are starting to break through. So I mean, armoured legionnaires. I mean, Rome is awesome at the moment to use, and I think it'll be great in sieges. Now, the Arverni player did the weirdest thing. He retreated his men all the way up here, and I have no idea why. And I think it annoyed Pike, and I can honestly say I don't blame him. Now here my ships are under assault, and I didn't realise there was no room to deploy them here because these other ships have already taken the landing zones. But as you can see, my archers are getting routed by these. Look at this, 425 kills with this armoured legionnaire. Look at them just going up. They are one tough legionnaire. Armoured legionnaires are awesome. They're probably my favourite Roman unit, next to Praetorian. Probably was about the same with Praetorian Guard. I love the level of armour they've got. You know, they got the shin guards, and they just look the coolest. And there's some more action there, and my guys are running through, and the Romans are just butchering these archers, and they're getting smashed. It's pretty cool how you can watch them like run through here. Them just running along this wall and just destroying these Bactrians. It was really badass. So at this stage, it was basically going against us. As you can see, that bar's way down now. It was in our favour before, but not so much now. All I've got is my skirmishers left, so not too chancy there. We tried to capture that point, you know, the capture point, but it just didn't go our way. So I'm just going to speed this up a bit for now, because it was an awesome battle, though. I mean, I think, you know, like, I haven't really done a lot of the other various stuff. Like, I might even try some ambush battles. I'm going to try some river crossings, just normal siege battles, more port assaults, unfortified, you know, like villages without any walls and stuff like that. I'm going to really give these stuff a go in future, because we just haven't done it for Rome 2, and just not really been sure why, to be honest. I think initially I didn't do it because on the earlier patches they were real glitchy and laggy for me. And for some reason I just didn't do them, and it's been, you know, it's been ages since I even tried a siege. This was like the first port assault battle. Like it wasn't the first. I tried doing one, but the people wouldn't follow the rules, so I had to terminate it. But this was the first one that was a success for the most part. Like the Arverni player broke a couple of the rules, but overall I wasn't being too nitpicky, because I didn't want to essentially I didn't really want to have to deal with trying to convince, you know, because people come into your game, you're like, oh, these shit rules, and they whine and whinge all the time and stuff, you know, and it kind of annoys me because, you know, it's just interesting, different rules that, you know, gives us two unique aspects. We get a cool naval battle and a cool siege battle, you know, at the same time, whereas, you know, if someone just builds a navy, deploys all their troops, and it just becomes a siege battle. So this is the point of a port assault, you know, you had a big epic naval battle out on the coast to try and stop a landing, and then we have a cool, you know, battle going on here. And I mean, this fight I've been able to show you my naval battle and plenty of Swedes sieging battle. It's been a good mix, and you know, like in terms of naval battles, I haven't really liked them in Total War, but I have to say I kind of do in Rome 2, because it still feels like, it feels responsive, it feels like it's capable of being controlled. And I'm just gonna get over here now, because if I remember correctly, yes, now I do manage to get the saving grace here of just peppering his general. So let's watch this general just get wasted. So he does get a few men in, and where's the general? Is he actually alive, or is he dead, or what? As you can see, he gets pretty destroyed. I think the general's unit was already dead. So I mean, this is what I love about Peltas. They're really, really good. As you can see, they got all the kills. Considering that they're such a small, I mean, there's only 60 men in the unit. That's only like half normal strength. I was trying to get this Equite as well before he could run me down. But as I was saying before about the naval battles, like Empire Total War, Napoleon Total War, they were too hard to coordinate. It was you have no idea what's going on. They're fun. It looks awesome, especially when you get like a ship that gets lit on fire and the gunpowder magazine explodes. It looks bloody awesome, but it's very hard to coordinate the whole thing. Shogun 2 is a bit better, but it's still pretty tricky. But Rome 2, it still feels like you've got much more control over your fleet, and things feel like they coordinate and they kind of obey where you tell them to go. So I'm not a huge fan of naval battles, but I must admit I've enjoyed the couple I've been giving them a go. And it's definitely be worth trying, and I think the idea of mixing them with port assaults and like beach landings and stuff gives you like an ancient version of the whole kind of like Omaha beach thing, ancient style, you know, or Roman style, you know, and I just think it's really, really cool, because just the variation, the idea of ambush battles and things like, you know, variations and stuff that were not been in previous Total War games. I think this is what makes Rome 2 unique and good, you know, and I mean, once they've ironed out any problems that were with it, which I'm pretty sure they have by now mostly, these things become a lot of fun. And I think, you know, like, any of you guys who do want to try these, you know, port assault, ambush battle and stuff, you know, give me a message sometimes. That'll be interesting, because I think it spices up the channel as well, you know. So let's get down here and view a little more of the action. Oh, look at that, just got wasted by some peeler. So, just trying to get people some shots in here, but it's basically over at this stage. It was an awesome fight, and it looked like we were going to win it for a while there, but eventually they got around it. But, I mean, essentially the Arverni player did break my rules, but I'm not going to be too nitpicky about it. I would have preferred he stayed and just fought on the Navy and we could have gone down to the bitter end, but because that's the way I set the rules, but it didn't go that way. Now my general unit just routed then under all that, so let's have a look at the statistics here. So, as you can see, both me and the Arverni player got far less kills, but you have to remember there were much less men in the Navy. But I destroyed several ships. I must have destroyed half of these ships. Because you see these Celtic warriors here and stuff, these are the ones that landed, but their ships, all these guys, these free levies here and these oath-sworn stuff, I destroyed all their ships, and these, you know, destroyed them as well, so I consider that, you know, pretty epic. So I mean, these artillery ships, the archers, and especially the skirmishers got a lot of kills, and it was a ton load of fun. If we look at Swedes here, 2,250, you get a pretty big army, so let's have a look. His Galatian Royal Guard, Royal Peltas, pretty good. The Thorax Swordsmen, yeah, they did good, except for this one. Carrot and Axeman, only one of them was okay, but I mean, look at these Egyptian infantry, just absolute rubbish. Even with his upgrades, you just shouldn't use them really. And I mean, you might want to use them for like absorbing a charge or stalling something very quickly while you're doing something else. But I would recommend them in quick battles, not in siege battles. Had he brought more of these Galatian swordsmen and thorax swordsmen, I think he would have done better, to be honest. But I mean, his two, well, when you think about it, though, a Galatian Royal Guard is 1,280 and only got 128 kills. So that's like killing, not this, it's not actually, probably wants to get at least 200 to pay for itself. Pretty much the same with the Royal Pelters there, but those units definitely perform better. But I mean, I think these, the Egyptian infantry is just really terrible. As you can see, nothing too much. These Warhacks, these savage dogs, 118 kills, probably just my skirmishers there though. But they were not actually. He did break the rules because I said that he's not allowed to use the any land units from the beginning. But I'm not going to be nitpicky, as I said. But let's have a look at Pikes, guys. 501 kills for this Armour Legionnaire, 275 for this veteran, 100 for that Armour Legionnaire, 125 for this. This is starting to do pretty good. It's Cav very well, 53, 56, 108. The Scorpions were probably not that great. Balearic Sting did pretty good. He overall, in his general, got a whole lot of kills as well. He did a very, very nice job. So well done to Pike-n-Shot there. But I thoroughly enjoyed this battle. I love the mixture of it. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Leave some comments. I love reading comments, guys. It's one thing that most of us YouTubers loved. We love to hear feedback from the videos we make. So do feel free to leave some comments there, guys, because I do very much like to read them. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Of course, I'll link the SwedishLandsknekt channel. Be sure you go check it out. And thanks again for watching, guys. See you next time.